All right, here is a cool little guy. Yeah, this, I'm glad that it's in the mix because it's a small ad. Every ad isn't full page, every ad isn't color, and a lot of the watches that are, heavily collected and are grails, if there's even an ad that exists, you don't get your pick. You have to go with what's out there. And this is a Nautilus ad, Tiffany and Company ad actually, advertising the Nautilus. It is from 1977, and I believe it is the earliest print magazine ad I've ever come across that shows the Nautilus. So it could be the very first Nautilus ad ever. It actually says right up in the corner, Tiffany introduces the Nautilus. So, it certainly claims to sort of be the first ad for the Nautilus. But yeah, I have framed this one a bunch of times over the years. Obviously, the Nautilus is a popular watch. It's a centerpiece of a lot of people's collections, and it's also a great ad. Just being a retail ad, it speaks to how watches were sold back in the day, and certainly an experience that doesn't exist today. And we all know about double signed dials. But yeah, I could go on and on about this ad. I think what is important to me about it is, aside from all the facts, there's a couple that's getting this, the husband and wife that I've known for many years, and they are they're a great couple, and they have a bunch of Pateks, and the husband just bought his wife a Nautilus, a Tiffany & Company Nautilus, one of the new ones, and so this is a gift to her. So that's really cool that this is going to be, enjoyed by everybody in the house, and it's a gift going to celebrate, a new watch that'll probably be, in their collection forever. And this one's headed to Florida, a place that I just left. And yeah, it's going to a warm place and a great home. And yeah, I just want to, again, highlight small ads. This is about 5 inches by 5 inches. If you frame it the right way, it really pops, and can be equivalent to the 2-page Porsche ad I just showed. Certainly different size, but it can have the same visual impact and be enjoyed just the same. This one, because it's small, I typically float the page. So if you look close, you'll see the page, I carefully trim the ad, and then it's mounted and just sort of hovers. And there's a sort of dark gray background it's in front of, and then it has the white border. But yeah, it's a nice effect that sort of enhances small ads, and I think it's always worked for me over the years, showcasing smaller ads like this. So yeah, moral of the story, don't discount small ads. Might be all there is for a particular watch, and also it's just how ads were created back then, how watches were marketed. But yeah, super excited to pack this one up and send it off to its new home. There are other Pateks in the home, other Patek ads in the home that this one will be in good company with. All right, we got a few more. I don't know, we might be halfway through. Like I said, there's a bunch of good stuff. I'm gonna grab this one. You might have been noticing it in the corner, maybe because of the color, or maybe because of the ad. So most of the ads I'm showing you today are framed pretty traditional, just sort of a perfect shade of white with a black frame, and that's not always the case. As you know, I do a lot of color. All the framing's custom, and so I work really closely with everybody that reaches out to make sure that the design of the frame is, enhances the ad and is exactly what someone's looking for, for their home or their office, or if they're giving it as a gift. This one I have, again, framed a bunch of times over the years. It's, I remember when I first posted it on Instagram, certainly the comment section, I had a few ranging comments, people who did not like it and people who thought it was amazing, right? The whole spectrum. And, kind of what I want to focus on here is some of the details and then the framing. So first, one thing that stands out, it's unique obviously because of the content, right? The imagery and what's going on in the scene. This is a Cape buffalo, and it's obviously been hunted. But what is unique beyond the subject matter is the age of the ad. This one is from 1975, and typically these "If You Were" campaign, as I said earlier, they're from the late 60s. So this is kind of an outlier, and so I always found that kind of unique. Rolex had seemed to have switched around 1970 to a different format, and then for some reason there's a series of these ads that portray the hunter with various kills, and but yeah, they're from the 70s even into the 80s. So kind of interesting as someone who hunts ads, pun intended, I guess, to kind of discover this "If You Were" ad still lingering out there even into the 80s. But anyways, yeah, back to the frame. So this one was a specific request. I think greens look really nice. It's one of the colors that I do a lot. It's very easy to live with. It's an earth tone, so it's very easy on the eyes. And obviously it works with this ad really well because it's sort of an outdoors ad, and green is a color of the outdoors. And so yeah, we picked kind of the perfect green, or I showed a few samples, and the customer picked this green. And then we went with sort of a more rustic, kind of woodsy frame. As you can see, it's got some nice detail with all the different grooves and kind of like a bark finish. So yeah, I think this one looks really nice with this combination. Interesting, on a lot of these color mats, these borders, the core is white. And so you can't cut this border at a 45-degree angle like typical, because you would have this white stripe sort of piping the ad, which I think would be a distraction and isn't really my style. So this particular border is cut, it's a reverse cut, and so it's cut at a 45-degree angle inward, so the white core doesn't show. So basically you have this transition from the green right to the black, and it's just a lot cleaner, a lot sharper, and there's no nothing visually in the framing that your eye is distracted by, right? You just kind of, obviously the scene draws you in, the very provocative ad, and then you can kind of your eye can kind of look outward to the great color of the mat and the frame. But yeah, this one, it will be packed up on Monday with the rest and headed out. Can't wait to see the person's reaction when they get it, unwrap it, and kind of see it in person. It's always an experience, I think, to unwrap your ad, your frame. I try to do a good job of showing how they really look in real life through pictures on Instagram and maybe doing video, but like a watch, nothing compares to actually wearing a watch and seeing it in person. Nothing compares to holding the frame and really experiencing the weight of it and the glass, and seeing the ad up close, the print quality and just all the character and details that this paper has. Just like the old watches, the things we fall in love with, the details. You can do the same thing with these older ads. I can, at least. All right, we'll put that one aside.